Welcome back to StarCraft Brood War.
Ba ba ba.
We're gonna wrap this up.
Potential, quote unquote.
No, we are finishing this. This
Finale.
is happening. This is happening.
Quote unquote finale.
Unless you lied about the missions, then we're done. So
Ooh, maybe I did. Ooh, what if that be spicy?
I feel a little upset, to be honest. I'm tired. I want to move on to Resident Evil.
Ooh, what if I told you we're not doing Resident Evil anymore?
And then we're doing Dead Rising. Cool, sweet.
What if I told you we were doing Typing of the Dead?
Dude, I'd be so fucking hype, actually. That's not a bad thing. That's not even remotely. You may think that it might be worse than Resident Evil, but honestly, that's pretty on par in my brain. Typing of the Dead's fucking lit.
All forces are under attack.
Hello.
That's rude. You got some dudes.
You can't hit me.
The hive cluster is under attack. All forces are under attack.
How are they doing? Slaughtering.
Yep.
I need to make more overlords. Make more overlords. Just A-click them in. It'll be fun.
All forces are under attack. All forces are under attack.
So I don't worry about them.
Yeah. Doesn't matter at this point.
You're good on overlords.
No! Not enough.
All forces are under attack. Forces are under attack. All forces are under attack.
Yo, chill.
You ran them in.
Didn't mean to.
Got all their fucking overlords they took from you.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, move all those crabs back. Regroup. No point to lose them.
All forces are under attack.
Alright, so... Ah!
It's no point, man. Just build more shit.
No! I meant him to do that. That is his duty.
All forces are under attack.
Fine. Turn around and attack him. He's ground.
All forces are under attack.
You got 2 more bases on your left. Actually, technically 3.
Yeah, I just haven't mapped them to over here yet, so...
You got your gas-only base as well.
I'm not doing that. We'll leave that a pure base. Not made for pumping out babies.
Wow. Ultraless.
Sure. Probably shouldn't have done that up here, but look good down there.
That was a very good push.
They got nothing on me at this point, man.
This next wave might be the final wave.
Yeah, I think so.
I'd love to see an Ultraless being born out of that tiny egg.
Good to know you're already confused. Alright.
Just gotta wait for everything, though. It's another big army. They still so many of your overlords.
They did. They did. That's okay.
Rather them steal that. But...
Yeah, anything else, yeah. Alright, that is, I believe, the last little bit of them. What's this? You come here too. Sure, you join us. Charge!
Mineral for defense.
Alright, I'm not saving at this point. We're good.
Watch you get fucked over.
Okay. I can just early rush them.
That's a Zerg army if I haven't seen one.
Our forces are under attack.
Yeah, I think they just...
Our forces are under attack.
You too.
You got a little bit more dog chilling over there. Cool, this leads right into the other base.
Yep.
There
Okay.
you go.
Cool.
Let's move everybody over.
Whee!
Our forces are under attack.
No, not the Vesping guy.
You're right.
Yeah, by now.
Our forces are under attack.
Oh yeah, you got this.
Yep. That's how we were gonna.
That's fun. Well done, sir.
Our forces are under attack.
They're traitors! Kill them!
Little Zergling still alive.
Heck yeah.
Our forces are under attack.
For the Protoss will never forget your treachery. We shall be watching you.
Yes! We did it! Woo!
Ready for mission number 11?
Fuck off. Swear to God, man. Better not be 11. Okay, good.
Once again, I stand atop the broken bodies of my enemies, victorious, but not unscarred. The Earthborn Directorate has been destroyed, and the Overmind lies dead and trampled beneath the ashes of Char. As for my unlikely allies, I think that I shall allow
That's a
them a
turn.
reprieve. For in time I will seek to test their resolve and their strengths. They will all be mine in the end. For I am the Queen of Blades. None shall ever dispute my rule again.
Man, I like her makeover in 2 a lot more. That looked dorky as hell. Listen to Rainer's mixtape. Do it.
Not Raiders.
That's lame. Dang. I was hoping Kerrigan just had like a fucking vinyl player for some reason. Man, that's a warped record.
Dearest Helena, by now the news of our defeat has reached the Earth. The creatures we were sent here to tame are untamable, and the colonies we were sent to reclaim have proven to be stronger than we anticipated. Whatever you may hear about what has happened out here, know this. Alexei did not die gloriously in battle. I killed him. My pride killed him. And now my pride has consumed me as well. You will never see me again, Helena. Tell our children that I love them, and that their father died in defense of their future. Over.
Hooray!
He couldn't take his own defeat.
Little bitch.
Epilogue.
Epilogue. Shortly after Dugal's defeat, the remainder of the UED fleet was overtaken by Kerrigan's forces and eradicated. No UED vessels ever made it back to Earth to report what had transpired. With his ragtag fleet beaten and crippled, Arcturus Mensk fled back to Korhal to lick his wounds and plan the reconstruction of his Terran dominion. Fuck off. Wish you killed him. Wish he killed himself. Artanis and the Protoss survivors returned to Shakuris to begin rebuilding their once glorious civilization. Zeratul and James Rayner went their separate ways and have not been heard from since their departure. And alone, floating on the dark platform above the burnt-out planet of Char, Sarah Kerrigan, the Queen of Blades, sat and lorded over the ravenous swarms, unable to shake the feeling that a great threat loomed just over the horizon. Kerrigan could only stare off into the vastness of space, where she beheld a great void, or perhaps a reflection of a hollow victory and of the trials yet to come. Oh my gosh! Whoa! That's like fucking like legit like 80 hours worth of like StarCraft. That's a lot. That's a lot.
This is gonna be really weird for you to play a different game.
Yeah, it is. Next time choose a shorter one, man.
The other StarCrafts are shorter
True.
because they're newer.
You
and
say that, but
the better
it's
round, unless you
gonna-
just fucking suck at them.
Yeah, I
But
do.
there's guess what? It's a difficulty switch.
Yes, true. Yeah. No, that is wacky.
Take a moment.
I'm sure you guys also have definitely realized, my God, there's so many episodes of StarCraft. If any of you guys have watched the whole time, then I yeah, greatly appreciate you for that. All right. So, after a little finagling, we got the rating up here. So now, after this massive I didn't realize that. Anyways, this massive long playthrough,
I figured it was fitting.
mostly because of my 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 Joshness. We finally are done.
About half of it was your Joshness.
Yes.
Of wanting to kill everything.
I like killing things in RTSs. It's fun. It's fun when it's just completely unfair to the other side. I got like 3 enemies and I surround them. It's really fun watching that happen. Anyways, that's why I like Harrigan. Fucking bomb. Just ruthless.
Instead of that last mission, you were the middle and everything was surrounding you.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, first I'm gonna need to
Look at 1.
Yeah, let me see what 1 was at.
All the way up, bud.
It's 2020, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it has to be 2020.
9.5.
9.5. Yeah, okay, so...
Explain.
So, I'm gonna say this. So, at the very least, I think that, okay, overall, I'm just gonna blanket statement out first. I think this one was a little bit worse than the base game, as far as just kind of overallness. But let me explain that. So, just a tiny bit. I really, really like the intricacies and the extending of the storylines, but I will say that they're way less exciting than they were in the base game. I think they're more simplified, and I remembered a lot more about those, where these weren't as memorable. And with me and my memory, that's a big thing. So
I mean, it is interesting that you learned about the UED at the beginning of the story.
It is true.
And then at the beginning, they're like, yeah, they're all dead.
yeah, it's just.
But it is cool to know that there is an Earth in this universe.
But at the same time, I still feel like big things happening. Like there's a lot of fucking big shit that happened in the base game here, and then in here, for the most part, you can break it down to like what actually changed is
UED wants Minx gone.
Minx is basically just no, but this is the thing. No, so this is what I'm saying. So like, look at this. So UED introduced, gone. Minx, oh, I survived. Oh, I'm crawl off again. It like literally it kind of netted 0 altogether. So
I mean, yeah, but you do get to learn it. You do get
we do get to learn it.
You get to learn about more about how Kerrigan is a dick.
Yes, and that part I like. So that part is like
because that plays into things later.
That's true, and that is a big thing of like, yeah, this proved that she is absolutely manipulatable. It doesn't matter who she steps on to get what she wants, and nobody is safe. However, Raynor is a tiny bit safe. She doesn't want to kill him actively, but so yeah, I just want to say that because of that, because of the net 0 of stuff happening, I feel like this is a lot more uneventful of a story, and I think that is one of the big things.
There was also a lot of moving pieces going on. You had the Terran dealing with inter-conflict Terran things at the beginning. You had Mangsker versus
but again, it just
UED. So it's like a civil war going on.
It was.
But then you had Protoss wanting to reestablish their civilization.
True.
But at the same time...
So Protoss is worth mentioning, too. Protoss actually did have a little bit of a net
correct, because Protoss picked up literally after the last mission of the Ray base game, which is getting the hell out of Char.
Yeah, so they were just fucking panicking. And
if you remember, the first mission was them running away.
Yes, it was. So that's true. I forgot about Protoss. But even the Civil War for the UED, nobody fucking survived. So this is the thing. That is all erased, basically. So that
Mangsk survived.
This is like... So
Raynor survived. But Raynor wasn't even dealing with the Civil War.
Mangsk already survived, and that's what they pulled out. They literally could have just been they couldn't have. If Mangsk wasn't in this game at all, it wouldn't have changed what they could have just been like, oh, Mangsk is back, he survived in the next game, you know?
The UED, I think they were planning, again, with this about reading the books, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were planning to have a bigger role for the UED, and then realized within the series that
they just don't really have place.
It wasn't a good fit.
Yeah.
Especially since they're making it looks like...
I think it's cool.
Kind of like a Star Wars thing that makes it look like the UED is millions of light years away type thing.
Yeah, and it is cool in the sense of you getting to see them and whatnot. So I don't think the game is pointless. I just think that the story, there wasn't a whole lot that actually, by the end of all this, other than Kerrigan's development as a character and learning her.
That's the biggest thing. It's called Brood
War.
Which makes sense. About the development of the Brood.
I'm not saying it, but overall, I think if I had to quantify how much there was to take away from the story, I would say that the base game.
I don't disagree. Where I think the Terran Civil War could have been in a book over in the game itself.
I'm just saying, yeah.
And then the Terran campaign could have focused on something else.
Yeah.
Like specifically more of what Jim Rader's doing in the background with and without Minsk.
That would actually be kind of cool.
But at the same time, hey, we got to see the Civil War kind of unfold and play it in person. It may not be the most exciting thing, but it was the first thing, which was nice. When you got in the Protoss and then Zerg, it was like the bread and the butter what the Brood War was about.
Yeah.
I mean, the Protoss got fucked over, 4 missions in the Protoss campaign.
It's still, like I said, it's still. I'm not saying this was bad.
No,
I'm just saying
no.
it was that I just think that I liked the story, the overall story from the base game more overall.
Nope,
I do love Kerrigan's side of it. So that part in itself, like Kerrigan is so much more interesting in this. Although I would argue still, again, her origin story is really cool, and so going into that was cool. But yeah, I don't know. I just so yeah, I think that it was just a little less intriguing of a story the whole time consistently as the first one was.
Fair.
So so that would probably lose a little bit, but not really. It was still a good story. It just was less good, is the thing. So I'm kind of just gonna have to compare it to the other one, not really comparing it as a game.
Units? You did have new units?
New units. I like the new units, actually. Except for I fucking hate that they're good
Valkyries.
because then they suck when I fight them. So
Valkyries are good.
yeah, the new units were really awesome, actually. That was a plus. Yeah, difficulty and still like the mapping issues. So the difficulty.
It got a little better, but they definitely didn't.
No,
fix it.
it's not better. I can tell you right now that the mapping. I mean, the reason why it might seem that way is because we didn't have as many like small corridor missions where they had to walk up like a single flight stairs, because that's when it really started to be an issue. So we didn't have those. So it wasn't the mapping, the pathing, I should say, it wasn't better. It was just the use of the maps was done better. So
yeah.
So, but they still.
And I also get the feeling if you do feel like the missions were a little monotonous because they didn't put any like uniqueness into the game yet. That obviously, I don't know if they just didn't have the technology at the time for that.
I'm sure they did, but it's okay. Honestly, it was just the setting and whatnot. So, listen, this is without getting into that all. This is like my situation with with RE4, where I don't think it's bad. It's just so
outdated.
It's just a little bland, and for me, and compared to like what I like to see, which
I think this game was more recognized as more of a competitive game back in the day than it was a story-based game.
That's fair.
But then when
the story is still really cool.
But when they continued to do the books and move on to 2, they increased both not just the competitive, but the book side and the story side of the game, and it picked up more traction there as well.
Yeah, I do like. Hey, I will say this. So I do like the challenge of it because that actually is like good that they didn't just. But on the flip side, yes, then I do think that at the very least, people that are like new to just PC or like if
people are new to PC, I would not put them at 1. I'd put them at 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so that's kind of a downgrade. That's a bad thing going towards that, unfortunately.
I mean, it's outdated. That's all.
It is,
and that's early 2000s or 90s.
But they had difficulty settings back then, so there's no excuses. So they just didn't do it. They didn't feel like it was necessary. So I'd say that loses a little bit. But overall, I would say if we're comparing it to so yeah, overall, I mean, again, Kerrigan's really interesting. Her story is really interesting. I love that there's so much fucking Brood play in this because the Zergs are fun. So while it got a little unwieldy for me, to be honest, it was still relatively fun. All the way through. It just had its frustrations where it was felt a little helpless. So yeah, I don't know. I'll put it at we had a 9.5 for that one. I'll put this one at 8.5.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I think it's still a very solid experience. I think if you like the StarCraft universe, this was still really interesting, but just really could benefit from difficulty slider and
I'd be 100% okay.
Like a proper remake.
It probably needs. That's what I was gonna say.
Two.
Yeah, if Blizzard came out and be like, "Hey, we're remaking 1," I would shit my pants.
Yeah, I think that could definitely change this to higher. I still think that the story, in my opinion, was still a little more bland, like I said.
But not like the remake, but like a full proper remake.
Yeah, ground up.
Yeah, ground up.
Not remaster. They already did that.
Yes.
Remasters when they don't change anything. Remake. Ground up remake. So, yeah, I agree. I think that could definitely benefit. Even if they don't even make a new engine, if they just run off of the StarCraft 2 and then rework everything to make it work.
That's all they need.
Yep. So,
I know they would make a lot of money on that too.
They would.
So
but they
won't.
StarCraft. So. But
They
we
abandoned
still got to see. We're still at this moment of recording. We still have the Activision Blizzard Microsoft deal is still messy as shit. So
Yeah. Fair enough to put remastered or remake.
yeah,
Remastered.
we did put that up top on the other one, didn't we?
Yeah. So
Sorry.
when they looked at the list, we didn't play the original. We played the remastered.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think it's still a really solid one. I'm still really happy that I continue to play this because this is a series I've wanted to continue.
And we'll play more.
I did get to see a lot of
there's a
Kerrigan,
break.
and that was really fun in here because you didn't get to see a whole lot of her in the base game. So that is at least 1+. So
We'll be playing more, but there'll definitely be a bit break.
yes,
But now we get to the fun stuff.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
it'll be fun. All right, our next game. Long overdue.
Dead Rising. No,
Get that shit out of here.
you need to pick it. You need to see this game. Resident Evil. No,
There's not in this one, just Resident Evil. Yep.
there is, but it's later. It's this.
Tab. Oh, just one tab.
Yeah, you're right. Whoop. And boom, boom, boom. I can already just rate this one, let's just be real.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
You ready to play one of the hardest Resident Evil games?
Yes. But like I said, when I heard about this stuff and I was looking up stuff, everybody was saying it was between 0 and Resident and X. So I flew through my last playthrough of 0 was no issue. So I've also at this
They
point
also did remaster that. They have not remastered this.
they have remastered this. They
Oh,
have not
that's
remade it.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even that. That was extra content, but they have ported this to modern systems with a 1080 upscale. So that is a remaster.
I guess.
Remake. They have not remade this because RE2 is not the same game. It's a remake. So yeah. So however,
guess.
that is as we currently talk. I'm still holding out hope here. They did just fucking take down that project, that fan-made project. So I
for
have
Project
hope.
X.
So I do have hope.
They are doing 4 remake, so.
Yep. And this would be a very logical step. I mean, 5 and 6 was not their biggest sellers, and if they're talking about their biggest sellers, well, 5 probably did better than 6, but
Yeah, because they would do
But
what
if
they
you
get
talk-
themselves into.
But if you're talking of your biggest if you are thinking about remaking 3 of your games that all did less good than the others, then I would say get this one that has specifically not gotten any love.
It's still good. It's deep in the story too. It's vital.
That being said, I could also see them genuinely just making a proper remake again of the first game. So
if they do a proper remake, that's fine.
but I do love the first game, so that would be
I'm okay with a proper remake of 0 too.
but yeah,
That'd be sick. Where you
this
can
Origins
we
remake.
could do online co-op with one friend.
But they still fucking don't let you do it online. But anyways, yeah, I do hope that that actually happens because this nothing wrong with the looks of them. Just it would be cool to have it more modernized and have more people be able to access this. And a lot of at least younger kids, they don't like the looks of the older shit.
Oh, I love the shit.
So
Rust are old.
So hey, for better or for worse, it's at least for some people an actual barrier.
Fair.
So
But all right, that's it. We're done.
heck yeah.
Congrats.
Yay. Finally did it. It's still
Without cheat
wacky.
codes.
Yeah, without cheat codes, but I did have to have your help for that one. So.
Just that one mission. It was a most needed help. I mean,
Honestly, I still do wonder what I could have done differently to have done that better.
multitask.
So, I can't do that, but I can do other things.
I mean, I did it with one hand because I was multitasking. That's literally it.
I know, but I can't do that, so I need another way. I did everything else another way. There's gotta be a way.
Once I took out that top base, you were fine. It was still a little rough, but you were fine.
Yeah, the top
Top
base, the top left wasn't even as bad. Honestly,
I know,
if I
but
could
you
get that
needed the
top
minerals.
middle, the top middle, if I gun for that first thing after I get the middle base, and I was able to get a top middle base, I would have been fine. The top middle was the worst one, so.
Or just avoid it altogether.
Also, more stacking defense would have been great. I didn't take advantage of that very much.
We'll see.
But.
Or we won't see.
Yeah.
But, all right, that's it, guys. A question of the... Oh, go ahead, do your thing.
If you liked it, give us a big ol' thumbs up for finally finishing StarCraft 1. And yeah, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our upcoming stuff such as Resident Evil. So, yeah, question of the day. What do you got, sir?
What? We'll just go with this. Leading into a Resident Evil question.
Yes.
Have you played Resident Evil Code Veronica X? And if you have,
Yes.
what console did you play it on?
Dreamcast. I
Did
didn't
not.
beat it, but I did try. I did have to test one. I played about 3 seconds of it. I skipped all cutscenes though, so
PS2.
yeah. No, that's fair.
Mine was PS2.
It was actually that copy of Code Veronica X.
Yes, that was Code Veronica.
Is
Oh,
that Code Veronica? I think you have X over there.
I do have X. So it was
So-
X. I think my dad did get X, and I played it with him. It was X.
But yeah, your Dreamcast one is the one that I tested. So
Yes. But yeah, that's it. All right, we're out. Congrats again.
Woo.
We'll see you for Resident Evil.